Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
What's the name of that lady?
Okay.
The one who wants to send people to Rwanda. What's her name?
Sunish Priti Bhaggar. I don't know.
Yeah, that lady is incredibly insane. And she did this video where she looked so happy about sending people to Rwanda. And I was like, ma'am, why would you be this happy? Like, you're an immigrant. You should know how difficult it is, but maybe I'm underestimating how wealthy she is. So yeah, if you're proper wealthy, there's no way you're suffering like this color thing over here.
Speaking of this color singer, welcome back to a new episode of Going Deep with Aman in a new studio with new equipment. Shout out to Brian for putting this together. Shout out to Justine for doing it for free forever. And shout out to iHub. Thank you for giving us this space. And the reason I'm excited is because I can do this. And if Justine, you get on my nerves, you will get a slap.
You said like that guy sounds like he's enjoying getting hit, which I don't think.
When we were checking it out, it does sound like he's enjoying checking. The ending.
That is so problematic.
Anyway,
do you think they beat an actual person to record that?
No, as somebody, I hope so.
Yeah, I really do hope so.
I really do hope to get the authentic feeling.
Yeah, and shout out to that guy who just like got paid for that sound.
I think I just worked in radio, and I think what they did, if you're genuinely asking, I think they just got sound effects, and somebody just went "ow," and somebody put slap in front of it, and they put it together in Adobe Audition.
Man, that's lazy. They should have just slapped someone, you know.
And those like Foley artists.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's called Foley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People actually train.
Yeah, my nephew does this.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing.
It's a pretty cool job.
Justine, you were insulting Indians in the UK. Why was that?
Oh, I wasn't insulting Indians in the UK. I was saying that lady, the immigration lady from the UK, looks too happy sending immigrants back to Rwanda. And even if they're not from there, like that is kind of weird.
Immigration, usually, I think, this is my smart thoughts. You know, sometimes even I think smart things.
Yeah,
sometimes.
They should employ you. I'm so proud.
Thank you. I think immigration usually looks like a racial thing, but it's not a racial thing. It's a classist thing.
Yes.
Because if you think, Kenyans don't get visa to America, then you haven't met rich Kenyans who are going there every day like it's me going to...
I might just say KFC.
Slow.
South Sea. I didn't want to say India because that also takes a while. You know, those guys are faster. It's like going to South Sea for them.
Okay.
And easy. Sorry?
I agree.
Priti Patel.
Oh my God.
Gujarat, of course. What do you Gujaratis, let me tell you.
Oh my God. I didn't know there was like a deep dive into like...
Bro, Gujaratis, me personally, may have problem with Gujaratis. These people...
What did they do?
They run India. They own India right now. And, you know, the men wear frocks and when they dance, it's a bit weird. But everything else is cool. Sometimes when they do Garba, the man has a frock. This is coming from a guy whose men wear like dhotis, but dhotis a bit better than a frock. You know, when they go in circles, so they frock goes.
I can't believe a man is doing clothing separation right now. Like, why are you doing clothing segregation? People can wear what they want.
You're a grown man with a frock that it literally doesn't even go to the bottom. It's literally here. And when it's around November, I think we'll go to one of my Gujarati friends' functions. You'll see he'll wear one of these things.
I want to see this.
Like it's literally a shirt, but it has like an umbrella flap over here. And he'll go in circles to look so pretty. Oh, they're pretty.
Oh, that is so nice.
It's so
like
gay,
they're wearing like a little girl dress.
Yeah.
But it's just for like a grown person. Shout out to Gujaratis. Like, you guys are killing it.
No, you guys are killing it. You're murdering. People are dying.
Yeah, people are actually. But that was a good double entendre. I laughed. I'm sorry. But like, for real. Wait, is this Modi's?
Yeah, Modi is Gujarati, but yes. Why do you think all industrial area supports Modi? What do you think?
I don't know what industrial area supports. I just
Bro.
know it's not livable wages. Like that's
Not for you. Right? I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the
Real.
people who own industrial area. Shops.
Oh wait.
They are all, most of them are Gujaratis.
Mhm.
By most, I mean 99% of them
99%.
are Gujaratis. And they are all Modi supporters. But it's funny because there are more Modi supporters outside of India than there are supporters inside India. It's always funny. The things are different on the ground.
Okay, just to your point where you said, I'm sorry to segue away from Modi. It's you said immigration is a classist
thing, yes.
and less. Okay, this is what I personally think.
Yes.
When you have money, you can do most things that other people can't do, but you are not excluded from the kind of mistreatment.
Mhm.
Okay, so there are people who will respect you because you have money, but there are people who will not respect you because you're black or you're Indian, or like there are people who already have those prejudices. There are places you can go freely. Yes, you have money, you'll be able to pay to go to those places, but then you might get denied off of just that technicality. It doesn't mean it'll be bad. Maybe you have friends you can call where that person who's being racist to you will be fired, but you will not experience the same kind of shame and what's the word? Like it's almost like a degradation
Mhm.
that a person who's fairly
Discrimination.
unwealthy, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it cannot be completely excluded, but what you said is true. Like the class thing overwhelmingly kind of just blankets the whole argument.
I agree with you 100%.
Mm.
What I'm trying to say by immigration is the visa thing, the discrimination for visa. Now, like, why this reason they're sending people to Rwanda? They're not sending their wealthy people.
Yeah.
They're sending people who need care and help.
Why would you send a Syrian to Rwanda?
I mean, if you're Syrian, I guess everywhere.
No,
right now is
I
better.
just think like Syrians have been through so much. Like their whole
Existence.
like Yemenis and Syrians have been in what is it called? Like they've been caught in between proxy wars by different people, and that's one of the saddest things that can happen to you. At least a war where both of you are going willingly. You know, I'm going to kill you, but if it's someone else fighting a war and your country is by proximity there, and like someone wants something from there but can't get it, so they fight and kill you so they can get that thing from the other. That's really sad because you literally can't do anything. The bombs will have to fall. Yeah.
It is pretty sad. But it, for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just normal human with bad emotions. But you hear about it for so long, you just stop caring. Like this is since I was born, they've been bombing Yemen, and if I die, they'll continue bombing Yemen.
Okay.
Or Syria. This is, I don't, like.
Do you think like you don't care, or just because you don't know what to do or how you can help, you kind of just like, I guess.
Apathetic. Like the reason I don't vote is the same reason I can't. Like, what can I do from here? What I can feel sad. I can spam Israel's Twitter page with Free Palestine. I don't think it's gonna do much.
You can put the emoji flags all day, every day.
I don't think it's gonna do anything. But I don't know, man. Because when it comes to like people or countries that have pull, countries with clout that can make decisions and change environments for Kenya is in the game of chess. Kenya is not even a pawn. Kenya, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Kenya for not even being on the board.
We are the checkers pawn. We're there to be eaten and jump over and get bigger, but then get eaten again. We're not there to make strategic. We're not that globally. We are not influential at all. That's why
I think regionally we're killing it. We are standing on our own 2 feet, courtesy of the IMF. We're doing such a good job.
I can't disagree
regionally.
with that. Yes, regionally, our competitors.
Yes.
Uganda.
If you think of the Ugandan shilling, you feel a little better about being Kenyan. Easy. Like that's...
the Ugandan shilling is actually catching up. It's used to be 30, 40 shillings. Now it's 26 shillings.
Okay, that's FOBO. But shout out to you, Uganda, for rising up the ranks of
not only
poverty.
Uganda, Somalia. The
Yes,
Somali
okay, Somali-
shilling is also catching up.
Yeah.
It's 4 shillings. 4 Somali. Is it shillings in Somalia? I don't know.
I feel like,
But the
but
Somali
the
currency.
Somali, their whole thing is very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Because like their diasporic community is so strong, and like their love for community, ironically, which doesn't work in their country, but their love for community is so important in how it's shaping up their country. And I think if they could just get over like the clanism thing, they would be an amazing country. Like strategically where they are, the kind of mineral deposits that they have.
They have?
Yes, they do have uranium.
What is this, Brian? Thank you so much. Kenya shilling, 1 shilling. Oh, yeah. Ugandan is actually 26 shillings.
Yeah.
Nigeria, I guess.
Nigeria is a joke. Is
3
it-
shillings.
one Kenyan shillings is 3 Nigerian
Naira, 3.3.
I feel like it's
Yeah, I was
kinda-
right about Somalia also.
Yeah, but as I'm
4
saying,
shillings.
Somalia is very, very hyper. Like I'm not gonna lie, like their whole community building is very strong. I think
Outside Somalia.
outside of
Okay.
Somalia, it's just in their country. It's really struggling to come together. I don't
But
know.
I think it's
and
not-
also because of all their history with the wars and all the bombing and
Proxy was again.
yeah, again. So
Yeah.
those kinds of things kind of because if you go to Mogadishu, there's parts where people are thriving.
Exactly. That's what there are
And-
videos that
yeah.
places that are so peaceful. You're like, this is okay. Why are people? Why are
Yeah.
people? The image is so different than
Yeah.
what it actually is. And I think if once Somalia, obviously, hopefully, maybe not in 100 years, okay, 200 years, whatever long it takes,
Yeah.
when it will
Do
become
you Somalia? You have the
stable.
time.
Somalia
Mm.
has like the best beaches in Africa. Like, but
Yes.
people don't go there
Yeah.
because
Imagine that tourism ad
I
for
am captain now,
Somalia.
Sorry?
Yeah. if I'm going to do like a tourism ad for Somalia, most people will think it's a parody video. Like no one is gonna believe. No one is gonna believe like someone is actually advertising like fly Somalia. Like what? I'm sorry, but just because of the history, it's going to take a lot to like PR back into like we are a country, we are stable, you can come here and visit us, which is ironic because there are people who go there all the time, there are people who do business, but you'll never get to see those stories because the overwhelming sense is like there's so much war and famine and conflict and no one really cares about the country.
People do, but people who are outside, I guess. People on
True.
the inside also do. As I say, the information we get is from media sources.
Yeah.
And, the way...
It's
when-
kind of like propaganda
Yeah.
and we've bought into it.
Yeah,
so.
like, when Americans or white people come here, they talk to us. Literally, a question is, you guys don't... Like, serious, it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
You have been asked, do you actually go on animals to your school or shit? You know what I mean? These are legit questions.
Yeah, it's very easy to be like, no, that's not who we are.
Yeah,
But they've
but
seen
that's-
enough on the internet. And I think most Americans don't like to Google. People
Yeah.
in other countries really enjoy that service. But like
You're
for
right.
them.
You're right. But you see, that's the image they have been fed.
Yes.
Now let's take it the other way around. I'm sure even there's an image of them that we have been fed.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if it's the one that shows they have the best economic development, or they're the ones with no homelessness, or the ones with no addiction to opium. Maybe those are we are
Yeah.
not. Those are the ones we are getting. You know,
Yeah.
we
But
don't know
also-
unless you're there.
I will say, I think also for Somalia to be the place where it is economically, it probably has something to do with how many dollars are being exchanged in the economy with reference to their currency.
Ooh.
Like again, I'll say this and I fully stand by this. If your diasporic community is really, really about community, that stuff can really change your entire country. Like it
Oh,
can,
yeah.
it can shape, because like if you look at Nigeria's diasporic community, like those people are so many and they've influenced like a whole music culture. They've
Yes.
literally changed.
Burna
Hardly the
Boy.
Grammys now have a section for like African performances. Do you know how influential
Yes.
you have to be able to do that in like 10 years?
Not only that, but the talent of your diaspora
Yeah.
has to. It of course it shows. Nigeria, we're not taking away their talent.
Oh,
It's
you
just
guys,
the organization
incredible.
in the
Yes.
country, but outside there you see it yourself.
Yes.
You,
Again,
yeah.
it's the diasporic community is so strong, and like there's this nostalgia for home where it's like, oh, that means so much to me. Most of them never go back home
Yeah.
truly for a while because they know the state of their nation. But the people who are outside, that kind of nostalgia kind of holds really strong. So they want to send money back home. they want to find artists in their place where this guy does really well. We're going to export him. Like Rema is in India, killing it.
Because it's fun.
And
Indians
I hope
like
he's
his
collecting.
music.
And I hope he's collecting all the checks because like Indians love concerts. I didn't even think it was a thing. It was like it's like a whole subculture of music. Like they do love live music, and they're everywhere. Like almost all his shows are sold out. It's not like sold out like at TCG 50 people. Sold out here like 2,000 people, 5,000. That's insane.
In India, that's not insane.
Yeah, in India, that's just
a
like 5 people. Like that's just a street. Like
That's just a street kiosk.
That's a street kiosk.
Yeah. But no,
like numbers wise, to think that someone from a completely different culture could just come and literally enjoy that kind of acceptance, that's awesome to see.
I mean, it's bound to happen. The
Historically, I feel like there's a way that most cultures are painted on how we interact with each other. But then seeing that, it kind of makes you question what it is that we were fed, again, to your point.
Exactly. India, what you think India is, and when you go there, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
If you think India, there's a lot of parts what you see is actually true. I'm not saying away that. But there's a lot more that you don't see. And there's a reason why people go there for self-actualization, because it has those parts also. But India is also a very modern society, like proper modern. Like and by modern, I mean they like Western stuff. There's a lot of appreciation to things that are global. So yes, and Rem also makes good music. You can't take away that. So
yeah,
the whole group of
1,000%,
people,
yeah.
like, that's obvious. And India also has one of the biggest diaspora in the world. Nigeria is Africa's India, basically. So
There's
yes,
so many
the
people.
immigration part is, the diaspora thing is really true. I don't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, I also got lost.
I got lost.
Yeah,
But
we
I
were talking
did-
about like how immigration is affected mostly by the class issue than the race issue.
Because yes, rich people move countries as easy as we take matatus.
Yeah, it's like that. Do you know that one MDB guy who like stole 3 billions
Was
in
he?
Malaysia, and he was like friends with like billionaires? He was inviting Sidri Kina, Beyonce to sing to his party. So if you think about like race wise, it just like kind of transcends, because that person has enough money to pay people to come and perform in his. He could be racist to other people, but you don't know he has the money to do all this incredibly. So immigration is not going to stop someone because of their race, because a person with money wants that person to come and perform. It's not going to be a problem. It's literally mostly a class issue.
Yeah. I was just referring to the getting the visa thing. Other than that, of course, racial biases are obviously there. You could be Oprah Winfrey, but if you go in Egypt, people are still going to look at you like,
yeah. See, she was stopped. I don't know if it was France or Italy.
oh, that was to make her buy the purses allegedly. That's a strategy allegedly. So this is the story. Oprah Winfrey goes to like a Louis Vuitton, whatever showroom.
Yeah,
And she looks at a purse. They're like, sorry, you cannot afford this. Please, this is my French accent. Sorry, you cannot afford. Please
Why is
leave."
your French accent an Indian accent?
Your ears are
It's
racist.
literally the strongest Indian accent.
Your ears are racist. This is a French
I'll
accent.
take that one. I'll take.
Just because you're racist, you think, the only accent I can do is in Indian accent.
Do a Chinese accent.
It's my Chinese
I
accent.
think it will go like, okay, I'm going to try a French accent. I don't do.
like Xiaolong Bao. You like Xiaolong Bao? I love Xiaolong Bao. Oh my god, Xiaolong Bao is so awesome. That's my Chinese accent. Give me another. South Africa, and you just, hello everybody, how are you? Wena. I've hacked it.
Yeah, I think we deserve visas everywhere just because of a man crashing all the accents. Like, Ebu, do like a cheer for yourself.
That should be a visa immigration question. Oh, you're going to America. Can you do an American accent? Can you
I
fit
can
in?
kill that. I can kill that.
Show me.
Oh my God, this is like so amazing. See?
That's it.
And I'm in.
You just have to say, what if you want to like go order, I don't know.
Can I get like 3 mac? What do they call their food?
Mac fries, whatever.
I don't know their food though.
Give me a veggie pilau. I don't know. Give me 3 chicken wings, hot sauce.
Can I get 3 chicken wings and a hot sauce? Thank you so much.
Nah,
See?
that's not. Let me show you American. Hello, everybody. Howdy. Make me rowdy.
I hate it's so true because
That's how Americans speak, bro.
Wow.
You should listen to Americans who
I
just
think
got there from India.
I think I discredited just how much a man can do so many accents.
I'm a genius.
And I'm so sorry for failing anyone who was rooting for me just now.
No.
Yeah.
Justine, we are all rooting for you. We are excited for your new show.
Yeah.
Justine has a. Where is it?
So,
Justine has a one-man woman show.
wow.
A one-man woman show.
This is the best misgendering I've ever had. At least it's both of them.
Thank you, Brian. I think I can just ask Justine when it is, but when is it? It's happening on the 25th of June, the Christmas of June.
Yes.
25th of June, 4 p.m. at Cheche Books.
Yes.
Cafe and whatever. It's next to that place where they sell Korean food.
Yeah. If
You
you
know
love
what?
Korean food and you love to laugh,
Yeah.
come the fuck through. And you love books too.
It's that place where they, where you enter in and the waiter is like, hello, how are you? Like, bro, I just want to enter here conspicuously. Don't pay attention. Bye, see you tomorrow. Like, hey, your staff is friendly, but your prices are not friendly, man. It's true, right, man?
Yes.
Soup is 750, bro. Soup is 750. Boiling miso soup
And-
in a tofu
and
is 750.
carrots,
Yeah. But anyway, I like
Yes.
the vibe of that place. I'm
It's
joking.
it's really amazing. The
Uh,
show is Sorry for Your Losses. Tickets are on my page at Justine Wanda. Just go, you'll see the poster. I've pinned it. It's on the 25th of June from 4 to 6. Be there. We're going to have so much fun. Or we're going to cry, whichever it is. Yeah.
Why? What is the purpose, the reasoning behind the name Sorry for Your Losses?
Oh, yeah. It's in Lavington. Cheche Books is in Lavington. Just use Google
nice.
Maps because it's a nice set away place. I don't want you to get lost. Yeah.
Nice. So that's the reason, because it's in Lavington. That's
No,
the reason.
the reason.
It's
the
called
reason.
Sorry for Your Loss, because you have to go to Lavington.
Sorry for your matatu fare loss.
Okay.
Or Uber, whatever fare you're paying. But I wanted to do a bunch of jokes about my upbringing, and I have lost so many things in my life.
Mhm.
And I wanted to find a place where I can joke about them, which is not just an open mic. I wanted to be more purposeful with the stories that I tell that are my own. That's why I wanted to do this show. And also, usually when people think of grief, it's like a very hard place.
Mhm.
But sometimes silly stuff is happening all the time. I've been to a funeral where the person who was giving the speech, I'm pretty sure that guy was in the wrong location because he was like, I knew James, and I'm like, who is James?
This is actually Julia's.
Yes, the person we're burying is Richard. That's not even the same name. It's so far from each other. And I'm like, if things like that are happening at funerals
Yeah.
and very sad spaces, I think there's so many other things that maybe other people have forgotten because the moment in which it was happening was very sad. But yeah, to me, grief can be really silly. It could be a hard moment, but it's also very silly.
As they say, tragedy plus time.
Yes,
Comedy.
all day.
I mean, we know about the tragedy, but how long have you suffered this tragedy for it to be funny? Because sometimes bad things happen to you, but you don't laugh immediately.
No,
You-
never.
You take a day and then you're like, okay, that was a bit funny.
Yeah.
Then you laugh. When my cat died, I'm like,
When did your cat die?
2 months ago.
Wait, that little cute one you used
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Oh,
Simba
sorry.
Part 2. And
you just named your cat Simba Part 2. That's the most creative thing I've ever had.
we're lazy, bro.
Have
It's
you
a
gotten a
cat.
3?
No, I'm not getting 3 because the pain of losing a pet is always so sad. And you're like, I'm never getting another pet. This is the last one.
Yeah.
And
And then
then,
another one wanders in and you're like,
That has happened twice, but I think the third time, we're just going to we're like, God, you take care of this one because me, I can't. Maybe I'll cry.
what if that one is the one that lives the longest?
That's you have a gambler's mentality right now. I shouldn't quit now Maybe it's the next time. This is
Yeah,
the next
try.
card I hit.
Don't give up on the cats. It's not the.
I'm not hating. I'm not gonna just take one home. I'll save it, but I'm not gonna
Mm.
take it home and make it a pet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't find it funny that time, but a month later, I'm like, it's pretty funny how I fucked it to death.
Sorry for your loss.
I thought
Sorry
cat had
for
9
both
lives.
Simbas, man. Like you thought it was just gonna be revived on like the third.
I thought cat had 9 lives. It
Yeah.
just died on the 4th shot.
Sorry to Simba part 2. Yeah.
I'm joking. It died because This is the reason. It died because it ate chicken instead of its regular food, and the change in diet was too much for its belly to handle.
Ha-
And it
How
just
spicy was this chicken?
is literally
I was about to say.
boiled like nothing. It's just chicken, just nothing Indian. Literally cat. Like we don't eat meat at home except my father.
Mhm.
He didn't eat the chicken. This chicken was specifically for the cat. This is not for us.
I think that was the problem. I think it should have been like something that another person ate, just so it balances out.
Has
Because
some mirch, some
yeah.
masalas, and
wait, someone actually purposely prepared the chicken for the cat.
the cat. The chicken wasn't the. It was. It's just what the doctor told us. Or the vet. Are they real doctors? I don't know.
They are.
Sure.
You know, a vet can actually save your life.
Sure, didn't save my cats, but sure. Me, I'm a hater. But
Simba
apparently-
part 2 is really
yeah,
alive in you.
I
It's
think
like-
because the bacteria
Mm.
or the stomach hasn't adjusted to a new diet, so it was too abrupt
Oh yeah.
and it passed away.
Were you
which is
supposed to
fun.
like? How
Yeah.
do you introduce an animal to new food?
Just slowly integrating it to its regular diet.
It's kind of like lacing cocaine with marijuana. You like do a little and then.
You know nothing about drugs. If you
Yeah,
think
I
people
literally
are-
don't. And I think that's a thing that kills people. I don't know.
Are people, it's fentanyl that's killing people.
yeah.
Like, marijuana hasn't
There are
killed
people who are
anybody, I
even
think.
taking like tranquilizers. No, there are people who've laced cocaine with marijuana and fentanyl. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm taking
And then there are people who are taking tranquilizers, like horse tranquilizers. It's like, I don't know what's happening in the drug world, but you people need to get your act together.
Nah,
like,
man, as we have no information about drugs, this is
That's
a non-drug consumer show. Wink, wink.
1,000%. Yeah. I-
But,
No, for me, 100%. I don't take any
sober
drugs.
all your life?
Yes.
And
Oh,
never.
my life. I took Jameson once. I didn't like it.
I think it's because you took James. You should have started with Smirnoff Ice, something.
Oh yeah,
More
no. I've
ladylike.
tried. I think Bailey's and Amarula.
Hey, Bailey's and Amarula is
Yeah, it's like, why is this milk salty?
because
Like,
it
yeah.
is salty. Why does it taste like shit?
Yeah.
Like jik. Why does it taste like
I
jik?
think I drank all the wrong things at the time that I like tasted them, and it was like, this is not for me. So I had
Yeah.
to move on.
Yeah, I think if you started with apple cider, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But
But
it's
that
good.
ship has sailed.
Even me, I'm not an alcohol guy. Me, ugh.
Yeah.
This is the reason. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I had a cough, and my father was like, "Yeah, well, let me give you medicine." My father used to have those packet whiskeys.
Yeah, the
So
small
he just
one.
pour what in his cup. It took a spoon. I think he boiled it first or something, and or to burn the alcohol. I don't know what he did. But he said, "Okay, now drink it." I don't think it burnt well or whatever. But then I tasted the alcohol. I'm like, I'm never drinking it in my. This thing is
This is
disgusting.
disgusting.
Why? It looks like Coke, but it tastes nothing like Coke. Me, I love Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like they literally catfished you. Then
Yeah, man. But the
Man.
idea of drinking was so appealing that
Yeah.
when I was younger, you take a bit of Coke,
Mhm.
then you mix a lot of Sprite, so it looks brownish, and you're like you pretend you're drunk. You go to your mother.
Why
"Daddy,
were,
bird, did
why
you-"
were people getting drunk off of like soda? Like that was insane.
What?
That was like people used to act like they're drunk because they just took like
To
2
fit in.
bottles of
To
soda.
fit in, everybody
With
wants
who?
to fit
You're
in.
like 12.
People around you, when you're younger, you really want to fit in. Like when I was younger, I wasn't very comfortable with being a boy with a different skin color.
Mhm.
Because when I was younger, I was in a school where most of the people around me were not the same skin color.
Mhm.
When you're young, you want to fit in.
Yep.
But then I realized, oh yeah, if I make more money, I'll just go to people who look like me. So I'm like, that's not. I changed my mentality.
Aman understood race way too late.
I'm like, I just need to make more money.
yeah.
I haven't, as you can see. I am still with.
It's still with people who are others.
just to go back, out of all the comedians right now that we know, I think you're one of the few who have done their first one woman show. I know Doug did one, Mamito did one.
Mhm.
So how long has it taken for you to come up with this material at least? Like how long have you been working on it for you to come to this part?
I think I'll say 4 years. It's
Wow.
been a solid 4 years of me working on this material because I used to do the joke. I still do the jokes, but I didn't have the skill set in the beginning to be able to do them in the way that I'm doing them now.
Mhm.
Like I didn't have the technique. I struggled a little bit to like make it really funny instead of making people sad. Because like the moment sadness hits the room, people start pitying. It's like, oh, people want to cry, they want to hug you. And I'm like, no, this is a joke. And you don't know, you can't tell people this is a joke in the middle of a performance.
Yeah.
You just take the L. Because I considered if I can't make you laugh, that's me bombing.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
If it's painted blue,
Yeah.
it's blue.
It's blue.
Okay. Okay.
No,
So if you drink
even
water,
no, like listen. If I can't make you laugh, that's bombing. But also if I make you sad or like any other emotion, I know I'm tagging onto that.
Mhm.
But if that goes, it's the overwhelming sense instead of the laughter,
Mhm.
I also consider that bombing. I don't know if that makes
Yes.
sense.
I
Because sometimes people think like, oh, comedy is supposed to be revolutionary. Maybe, but you just want to make people laugh.
think that's the main core
Yes,
of the idea.
Yeah. One of the comics I really like to watch, he did this special called Trash White. His name is Moses Storm. He was very upfront about like, I didn't perform any of the bits that I did in my special to any of the comedy club rooms because he felt like he wasn't getting there. He will just get and he's like, no, I want you guys to laugh. So he only did the jokes at his special, which is insane to think. Like, yes, you're getting a HBO special, but you've not rehearsed any of this material anywhere because you're not getting the reaction you want.
They're smart people out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like he did really well. Like I feel like that special was hilarious. Considering it had TED Talk moments,
Yes.
it was hilarious. Yeah.
Almost the Jared Carmichael, the HBO one.
Yeah. I feel like Gerard's was half and half. It was like really emotional, but the overwhelming sense of it being funny was yes. So it's very hard for me at year 2 to pull off what I can do right now.
So how did you manage to change the sadness of your joke and then use the tools to make those jokes funny then?
I'll say this is something that you also say all the time. It's
Mhm.
like the more specific the event or like the thing that you're talking about, the better the joke is going to be. Because if you just say, I was at a funeral and there was this guy who walked in and he was sad, and because they had mentioned the name, that's
Mhm.
not anything. But
Mhm.
if I say, we were at my uncle's funeral and this guy started giving a speech, we don't know if this person is family because he said, I knew James and James was my friend and my
Mm.
uncle's name is Richard. That's way specific because now that is something someone can relate to. They can see the overwhelming sense of being general, which is something that I used to do before. I have left that behind. I'm so happy. I'm a little more specific. I'm a lot more observant. And the detail of every single joke is what kind of makes it. So if I say, this guy shows up, he's like, I knew James. And everyone is looking around, is like, is this guy at the right funeral? Because I'm pretty sure maybe James is the guy who died down the street.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, you're creating multiple scenarios where someone can see themselves as an audience member. Are they called audience members at funerals?
Attendees.
Attendees.
Mourners.
Mourners.
That sounds
my God.
that sounds hot.
I can't believe I call them audience members.
Mourner.
No. No. They're not mourners. What are you guys doing?
Come mourn.
Mourners,
Mourn
baby.
with me, baby. Let's
Too much
mourn
more
in the
crowd.
house
People
together.
mourning.
It's already so wet in this morning.
See why, like, I think people get a lot more, like, you can get easily pregnant at a funeral.
Yeah.
People are really horny.
Yes, allegedly, I've heard grief is a very
Yeah.
nice aphrodisiac.
Yeah. The sadder you are, the
Ebu, first let's just clap for Aman saying
aphrodisiac.
I was like,
we have sound effects in the new studio, Bana. We have to use them. But yes, there's a lot of like if you watch movies where the main character is like a playboy,
Yeah.
one of the areas he'll go, let's go to a funeral. It's easy to get pussy.
Do you feel like there are people who just go specifically to funerals to get laid?
I don't know.
I think they do. I
That-
feel like there's sadness, there's someone who needs a shoulder to cry on. The next thing you know,
Yeah, but that's a bit predatory. Yeah. Or is it the same like going to a club for the same reason, right?
yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just the vibe is different.
You're just using different emotion. instead
Yes,
of fun
some
and-
people are too fun,
Ah.
some people are too sad.
Oh,
It's just extremes.
as they say, a shoulder to cry on
Yes.
becomes a dick to ride on.
Who is saying these things?
As they say, who's
As they
Hey,
say.
who's they?
As
The
they
mourners.
say, Sorry for your losses. I
Sorry
like
for
the
your
name.
losses.
I really like the name.
Thank you.
It's a pretty cool name. One of the things that happened when it was announced, of course, comedians, all of us here, blah, blah, blah. Somebody took it personally. Somebody said,
And I
this
took
is
that
not funny.
personally.
You cannot make fun of grief.
Some
How?
of us are going through it.
Bro, it's not about is it your photo on the poster.
And I think that to me,
It's Justine's.
I am actually getting really good at ignoring people online. You can tell when someone is trying to bait you into like an argument. Because the moment I would have said this is not about you, it kind of becomes dismissive. I'm just like, this is not my fight. Whatever this person is going through, maybe she could get like someone to help.
Main-
but that's not me.
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, that's such main character
Everything is
syndrome.
about you and how
Yeah.
you feel and not.
And like most people just see something and they already feel like they have a sense of what it is. Like they've already made up their mind about what you're talking about. They don't know you. They don't know where you're coming from. And the show is about my grief. If I'm ever to reference your grief, I will make sure to ask for consent. Like
I'll reference your grief and I will not get consent. I will make money Kwanzaa. I use your stories.
Unlike Aman,
Yes.
Aman, I'm a little more considerate because I don't want to fight someone who's going through something. It took me a long time to process the things that I'm even joking about right now. But for a lot of people feel like, oh, because this happened to me, it's only about me and me and me. And that's not accurate. Like 60 people could have the same emotion. How they react to it is different. And for me, it took me some time to even get to the place where I could laugh about some things. But that's just me. And as you said, like, it can't be the same for everyone. It's not going to be the same for everyone.
Some people, when they go through grief, they eat. They start eating. Some people, make jokes. Some people kill themselves. Everybody does different things.
Yeah.
But
Did you stop eating chicken because of Simba Party?
no, I eat chicken. I don't think my cat's death stopped me from doing anything except adopting more cats. I just confirmed that it's not a good idea. I don't think I have the facilities, big man, to take care of a cat for such a long time. Because the first one lived a very nice life, but even that one died. It got HIV for cats.
I thought, not cat flu.
No, HIV for cats. Cat feline immunodeficiency virus, FIV.
Whoa.
It was getting late.
Did it no, did it get injected?
Samyona joy.
Yo, do not judge your
Meownge street bar.
do not judge the cat. Maybe the cat wasn't at home. Maybe it stepped on a needle that had feline
Or it kissed somebody or shake
Yeah.
hands with somebody.
with deep paw wounds. Like, don't be.
They kissed with somebody with a cut on the mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give your Simba one some credit.
He's okay, man. He's dead. Who cares? Cats die all the time. I just try to make one's life good before it died, and I carry that pain with me. And your sugar, sorry for your losses. Really
Sorry for your losses.
Reminds me of my trauma, and Justine, I think you should stop it.
I should. I'll return your ticket.
Nah. That's the thing. People who complain never bought any tickets.
Yeah.
So you're worrying about somebody who's never going to put in money in your business.
I feel like most people don't actually care. They just want an online argument so that they can feel superior and then go about it. They don't care about your craft. I'm pretty sure that person has never been to any of our comedy
She
shows.
has no idea who you are. And speaking
And
of
it's okay. Like, that's who you want to be.
people, I mean,
Jibambe.
we are going through quite a loss.
Mhm.
The whole country right now, we
Yeah, we're in
the
mourning.
finance bill, the very popular. I think 90% of Kenyans
But,
did not like it, so that means we should go with it. That's what it means, right,
yeah,
Brian?
them,
If 90% of the people do not like it in a democracy,
yeah.
I thought that's what we are. In a democracy, if 90%, 9 out of 10 say no,
Mm.
we should go with let's do it.
Yeah.
That's how democracy
This is
works.
such a strong no. No means yes.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
Kenya.
Phenomenal.
No means no hasn't really.
We haven't gotten
seeped-
anywhere with no means
Hasn't
no.
really seeped into the cultural hive mind.
Yeah.
But yes, man, I'm kind of disappointed that the finance bill has to pass the way it has to pass. You know, a lot of people are saying no, and you just ignore that. I'm not saying, I don't know if it's good or bad. I am not a financial expert. But if a lot of people are saying no,
Mhm.
I think you should listen. We didn't elect the smartest people. We know that. But if the 90% is saying no, hey, listen to the few smart people in the audience, as you say, in the population audience
Yeah,
saying
in the
no.
mourners, those 90 more.
But it has been
Yeah.
passed. You know nothing is going to happen with the housing.
Yeah.
This is I hope I'm wrong. This is one of the things I really hope I'm wrong. But with historical data put forward against us, Galana, nothing happened. NHIF was working so nicely.
That
But
Aror
now-
Kim, okay, there's a dam they were supposed to build where the person who was supposed to build it, like to help like with the whole like restructuring and everything, that person has been given another position in this government. And that person was about to be indicted for that particular crime. And I'm like, at this point, you know, they're just electing people, like they're getting people into power or like into positions of power who cannot do the job. It's like, who is the most incompetent person in here?
I think you're right, because the most incompetent person is the person who has you can use the most against them, because there's so much you
Yes.
know a lot about their bad dealings. You can, as you say, I know, as we also say, the more bad things you have done, the more like scandals you have,
Mhm.
the more money you've swindled. That I guess when it comes to government, that's not seen as a bad mark. That's
Yeah.
actually seen as experience. This guy has 4 years experience of
Very competitive, stayed in the game.
of technical
kinda- yeah.
swindling. This guy was in the process. Before he came in, they were losing 4 million. But after he came in, they're losing 400 million. This
Yeah.
guy is the greatest.
Smartest guy in the room.
We need him.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's like
there's-
NBA stats but reverse. It's like this guy can take us to the lowest level. Like get him in there. Like
That's his
this.
he'll get
Yeah.
the job done. He knows how to do dirty things.
Yes.
He'll get the job done.
And I also think the reason why they get someone who's incompetent or who has been in a scandal or who has almost gone to jail is they can use that blackmail
Yes.
someday somewhere where it's like, oh, you crossed me. Now I get to use this against you. But if you want to stay in your job or like continue earning a salary, you have to do what I want. So it can be used both ways. Yeah.
So now we have a housing levy. This money
Ugh.
is going to build maybe four kiosks.
At best.
At best. And even if you get that, hey, we are happy. 4? That's 3 more than we expected,
I would
right?
say, like that's what's her name?
That
The
lady.
last first lady.
The last
Margaret.
Margaret. Shout out to Margaret. I will say this. One of my favorite things about her, she would like show up and like run and like pose for pictures, and then you never see her again until the next marathon. And I felt like that's good dedication. Whether she actually helped women, I'm not really sure. I can't prove, because I went to the website and I tried to like find what was that marathon called? Beyond Zero.
Beyond Zero.
Yes, I would go and click to see, because like sometimes if it's a legit website, but this is the contact person, these are the things we've done, this is like our
statistics.
yeah, you can
testimonials.
actually yeah. That website was built on, it's being hosted by Vibes, because like I tried to find the details of it and I couldn't find more information. And when I would go online, it's like, oh, it's because it's closed files. It's not like it's like a government program. They can't give all the details. And I'm like, What are you saying?
That is the reason you should give all the details.
It's actually constitutionally protected.
Who's paying for this shit is us.
Yeah.
The when you buy chocolate, if you're not paying, it's supposed to be 60 shillings.
Yeah.
But because you're paying the taxes and everything, it's 120.
Yeah, there has to be a way. I will go through millions of hours of Excel sheets. I will do that. I have the time. This is my money. In the very least, like if it's 16% VAT on something, I want to know what that 16% is doing. And if I can't find where it's going, we have a problem, because you can't tell me this stuff is confidential when it's literally affecting me. And when it comes to stuff like you said, like that housing levy, if you're taking someone's 1%, 1.5%, 3%, that's a lot of money to be asking from anyone. And in the beginning, they said, no, we're going to save this money.
And give it
You'll
back.
get it back in 7 years.
Give it back
Right
from
now,
the government? When is the last time?
People can barely collect pensions.
Yeah.
They're all people who are looking. Yeah.
NHIF people, like, for example, family members needed MRIs. NHIF is not offering MRI services, and people have been paying since they got employed.
Yeah.
And now you want to use the reason you paid.
NHIF told people last week,
Kenya
we are too broke to pay for this. Like, you think we were a legit service? Are you mad? And then this, I think later last week, they were like, oh, we talked to the government and we found the money to pay for your healthcare. And I'm like, are you just figuring out how this is supposed to work right now?
If we haven't figured out free healthcare, how are we going to figure out affordable housing?
And that's something that has been here forever. And even this housing thing didn't come from nowhere. What's this guy's name? Uhuru's administration had floated it in like a finance bill sometime, and it was shot down. People went to court and it was like, no, you can't take this money from people because NSSF has the same provisions. If it's social security, you can actually there's like a whole national housing corporation and shit that gets money from the government. They're supposed to build houses that are cheap. And these guys figured out, if we can make some money off of people not knowing how the government works, then we can just weasel them to give us more money. So people fighting against this bill had like proper rights to actually do it, because if the government has entities that are not working, what makes you think an additional 1.5% will work? And this is just 1.5% from you. 1.5% also has to come from your employer. There's so many people who are going to be fired. Oh my God. Do you think your boss is going to pay 1.5% for you to get a house?
Hey, you better be the best employee of the month. But I don't know about the corporate world. I think, of course, it's going to affect the labor market, because now human labor, we are just labor. We are just a statistic when it comes to economics.
Like, you count for something.
Yeah, I'm literally a number. How much does, if, for example, Aman is our accountant, 50K? That's labor cost for accounting. It's not Amandeep.
Yes, not you as a person, as a resource, no.
It's a human, I'm literally like the table, fuel. That's us, human resource. So now human resource is going to get expensive. Of course, people are going to lose a lot of jobs.
Yeah, there's a company that already fired 330 sales agents already. I think it's Twiga Foods. Yeah.
Eish, that's quite a lot. And not only that.
And those are the only ones we get to see. We don't know how many companies that are out there that are already...
Okay. Now taxing content creators. How much do you think content creators are making that you're taking away? How much do you think the government is going to get? 48,000 shillings from all content creators. That's all you want that's
mostly 24,000 is from Jugush. Like,
this is 4 shillings a year tax. You're supposed to be giving us this space. No, this is private entity. This is the problem. They're taking money from people, and the money you're going to get is definitely not going to be worth the anger you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And secondly, it could have not passed. The opposition and the people who said no and people who abstained and the people, I think, suspended.
Why are you abstaining?
If you
this is not sex. Why are you abstaining? Go out there and vote.
Say no, right? Are you opposition? Opposition. You literally your job is in your name. You were supposed to say the opposite.
Yes.
Of what the government says, we're building houses. You say, no, you're building expensive houses.
Yes.
Just say everything that you're supposed to be oppose them. You're not supposed to be a bitch. and not show up.
This is not the time to be a
fight.
bitch. This is literally, oh my God. If you're going to do anything for your constituents, okay, not for your re-election, if you're going to do anything at this moment in time, like just do something that at least counts for shit. We know you don't care about your cause. You don't give a shit, like, but at least show up in the way that matters.
And you know what?
And
we don't
one-
even expect you to take care. Because, hey, man, we know the kind of things you have to do to get into that position.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. There's a limit. Be bad, we understand. But, hey,
You can just go like full trash mode at the moment when people need you to show up.
There's
At least
no-
put up a fight.
there is no, I guess it's nationalism. I guess there's no love for country. There's no love for other countrymen. It's always
Yes.
specific personal
It's
interest.
so selfish.
Because as I think comedians have been joking about it for such a long time that we actually wish it's true. Like in other countries, there's corruption. We agree there's corruption. But when they say we are building a bridge, the bridge is built.
Yeah.
The money is stolen, sure. That one we know human
Someone
nature.
is always going to steal. And
Bridge is built top quality. You know, look at the stadiums they have in UK, Bana. I'm comparing.
you're going UK.
Rwanda.
Rwanda has like, what is that? It's called what?
Whatever it is.
That stadium, it's not even finished. And like, it's so good. It looks so good. And I'm like, they built a stadium in Embu where they had to hire seats that you find at what is that place called? At Galitos. Literally. You're like, these
That
seats.
if people had to eat chicken in standing up. because
Bruh,
of the
imagine there's
seats.
some chicken in where people are just standing around. It's like, what's going on today? It's
Like, sorry,
don't
we
worry.
got a government tender. You think it's chicken? Come here, just your chairs, bro.
Bro.
And you know, I'm pretty sure they paid 400 million per chair to get that shit done, man.
That Amahoro, yeah. And you see the Embu Stadium because they had to carry the seats the day after because someone went the day after it was launched to see if the seats are still there. It's like, no, you have to sit on a slab now. There are people who have ass problems. Like, why are you not considerate?
Celebrating your country's independence gave you spinal issues. Bro.
Imagine.
Now you have sciatica. You have to go to the doctor. Doctor's like, you see your F3 and your F4, there's that cartilage
Dislocation.
that has worn off. Now
Yeah.
your nerve is in the middle of your spine now. Hey,
You're just wasting away because your government couldn't build you a
And-
seat.
and the worst, you don't even have stem cell research. So you're fucked.
No, all the money went to the rental.
All the you either get Galito seats at Madaraka Day or you get Stem Cell Research Institute.
Bro.
You pick which one you want.
It's mad weird that we have to even and like to think that the government is going to build people houses. Let's just think about this for a minute. The last administration had set out to build 250,000 units a year. They only managed to build 330 houses. 330. That's not even fractions are shaken right now. It's like,
Okay.
what even is the
You
math
said
there?
330?
330 houses.
And how many were they
Out
supposed?
of 250,000.
250.
Yeah.
Quarter of a million.
Yes.
A year
Yes. They built 330 combined.
instead of 250,000.
Yeah.
So that's 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
2.5 million.
Yes.
Okay, let's just do 330 divided by 2.5.
2.5 million. So that's
0.0.
0.01%.
Like it's
That's a
such,
0.01% success. Justine,
that's not even
let me
anything.
tell you how bad that of a score is. For somebody who had parents, then you have to bring them. My father was like, you'd rather bring 0 than you fucking bring 0.01.
You're going into a whole fraction.
Sorry.
I don't even when you try and tell people
But it's not the same government.
there's someone who
Wink,
literally
wink.
there's someone who was arguing with me like you have to give this government a chance. This is not your ex that you
It's not a different government.
it's not a different these people were in the last administration. Literally the president was the
vice.
VP. He
Number
didn't come
2.
from nowhere.
He was number 2.
He was number 2 and he kept complaining, oh, these people are stopping me from doing my job. Then quit.
Wait, so okay, if Gachagua becomes president next
Wow.
time, will he say I wasn't in the current government?
May I just say, I'm going to say this right now, redacted. If I speak,
Though,
hey,
if
I'll
I
go
speak,
to jail.
I'll be in trouble. Yeah, that's Jose Mourinho. If
Yeah, I'll
I
go to
speak,
jail.
I'll
Hey.
be in big trouble. They had billboards. They're huggy buddies. They're buddy buddies.
My-
they have Tukupam. What does
They did,
Tukupam
like,
Moja mean?
They did like
We are
a
together.
whole campaign, like a couple that was introducing themselves to us. They were wearing matching ties.
People were making
they were-
kawaii edits,
Yeah.
love bombs like it's a Korean
Exactly.
pop
They
star.
were they were behind like a green screen, and like you could just Photoshop anything at the back. Like if they could just Photoshop progress and like pull it into they would have literally saved us so much headache. But they borrowed loans, they messed up this country, and then they're telling us they're gonna build us houses. Are you mad? Like, who are you? Like, this is not even a lie. This is just we're just
not
being
gonna
gaslit.
happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. Petrol, bro.
I'd rather if we come back here in 5 years and I'm wrong, I'll be so happy I'm wrong.
so happy I'm wrong.
I will be so happy. Like, this will be the best thing that would have ever happened
But we
to
know,
being wrong.
We know there's a reason we're so. Comedians, we're not really outward about things, because we know things can change.
Yes.
But this one,
It doesn't even seem feasible. Because even the way the whole housing levy just changed, it was like you're supposed to get your money back. And then it went to be like, okay, we're going to reduce it to 1.5%. And then we're going to put it into the consolidated fund with all your other taxes. Oh, and by the way, you're not going to get your money back. And you've literally changed the terms and conditions live. We've just seen you change your mind right now because you didn't know what you're doing. And on top of all this, they actually do not have a way in which they plan to build these houses. They do not actually have it. They said we'll figure it out as we go.
We are basically, it's kind of a dictatorship because opposition
It
is
really
not
is.
There's no literally everybody left.
And they're not saying anything that we are not saying. Because if they could be standing up to the whole thing where it's like, okay, 90% of all of us voted no. Maybe we just didn't get enough votes. Even there's this UDA MP who apparently is supposed to face disciplinary action. Her name is Gadoni. She said, I represent my people. Those are the people I represent. If you people want to be mad, you can take it up with the people who voted for you. And that's literally what an MP's job is. And people are like, oh, she's doing it. No, that person is doing their job. We can't keep congratulating her. But the fact that it was one person in a sea of all these other opposition people speaking nonsense, come on.
I think if they really did care, they would show that, hey, we are also taking it out from our allowances. We are allowed 400 million a week to rent a house. We'll take 10 million.
Yeah.
No. They are still keeping. They're actually increasing.
They've increased. And even like on certain levels, they're still paying like MCAs 10,000 here, Suji how much here, so that everyone can rally around the bill, so that they don't have like kind of the discourse that goes, they're not listening to us. At this point,
why would they just?
They've built like a whole fortress. They've built a whole fortress right now where even the people who are supposed to stand up for us are like, oh, these people voted for me. I have 5 years to eat, and if I fail again,
the only person I trust is Kia Tata. That's the only because he's actually opposition. He'll go to Supreme Court. He'll file.
Yeah, he'll find a way
this
to
guy
fight
is doing
it.
something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I have no idea about his.
Yeah, I also
understanding.
don't know what he does.
But he's
But
doing
shout out to him.
the right thing.
It sound right, boy.